Am I the a-hole for wanting to break up with my girlfriend because she wants to peg me? This is OKOP, home to the craziest true stories on earth. I'm Sophia, and John is OP the a-hole.
Well, I know there's definitely an a-hole involved somewhere in the mix there.
Oh my.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think it depends on, like, if OP's like, I'm not into that, then it's kind of like, okay, that should be it, right?
I think based off of nothing.
Yeah.
No context. I think, you have to respect your partner's wishes and whatever they're comfortable with.
Respect the boundaries, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm going not the a-hole.
Yeah. But on the other side, if your partner is into pegging, don't be like an a-hole and be like, that's disgusting. Yeah. Like leave it at like, hey, I'm not comfortable with that.
That ain't me.
Don't shame other people's stuff.
Yeah. Let them have it. Boom.
Anywhoozy. So Rory, pick me girlfriend says, we've been together since senior year of college and have talked about marriage. We're not exactly adventurous, just normal stuff, but we've been trying a few more things lately. She said that she really wants to try pegging. She said we've already done it, so I shouldn't be too opposed. Except we only did it because she wanted. I can take it or leave it. I told her that I would never agree to pegging and she'll just have to forget about it. She brought a strap on to try to convince me it wasn't that big of a deal. No kink shaming, but I have no interest and don't want to try.
Yeah, like,
if you don't pressure.
God.
She said that if I don't do it, she'll never be able to experience it. I half jokingly told her if she keeps pushing it, she'll be free to experience it with whoever she wants.
Ooh.
She started to cry.
Oh, man.
Should I just do it because she wants to, or should she respect my decision and drop it? I think people should respect your, you got to respect your decisions.
Yeah.
She really wants to crack this guy's cheeks. She is just going for it.
A bit of context, we were both raised in evangelical churches and have since left. What's adventurous to us is pretty tame to many. It's also why we have difficulty discussing consent and boundaries. Discuss those consent and boundaries.
Discuss them.
Discuss those. Those are important.
Wait, I'm sorry. How is this pretty tame? I don't see.
Do
you think it's tame?
No.
I think it depends on
how freaky you are.
Yeah. I guess it depends. Yeah, on your friend.
I think it depends on the relationship.
Frame of reference.
Yeah, maybe for like straight men, but it's tame for other people.
Yeah, Riley.
That's a lot.
Why don't you get pegged, okay?
Yeah, Riley.
Come on.
Anyway, there's an update.
Thank you.
Riley's been saved by the bell.
Thank you to everyone that took the time to comment and share advice. It really helped me. Here's the update. We broke up. Nah, JK. She's next to me on the couch, bugging me to rub her feet. I guess she hasn't learned anything about consent.
Hopefully not with the...
Whoa. The real update is positive, especially for our relationship. A lot has happened. I took advice from the comments to have a conversation about boundaries, consent, and focusing on things we were both comfortable exploring. She agreed it was a good idea. Yay! I'm glad that was positive.
That's good.
Hell yeah.
Good God.
We were really naive and unprepared for all this. We thought we could figure it out as we went. She asked if I was willing to share the websites I was finding this info on so she could read them too. I told her that I posted it on Reddit. Actually, lucky I did since someone made a TikTok about my post that she saw, and she probably didn't want to see it. The comments were universally against her. She asked me to show her anyway. She read the post and some of the comments. She said she knew that she was wrong, but was a little surprised by how negatively people reacted to her. I asked why she cried, and it was because she was upset I would even joke about breaking up. That's fair.
Yeah.
She wasn't trying to manipulate me by crying. She thought we were just having a conversation. I told her she wasn't listening to me and how uncomfortable I was. I was trying to find an exit ramp for the conversation, not seriously talking about breaking up. I also apologized because I was wrong to joke like that. She admitted she wasn't sensitive to my boundaries and was just focused on what she wanted. She recognizes that behavior is really toxic, and she would think I was an a-hole. Yes, that's a pun. If I kept ignoring her boundaries. She also apologized for buying the toy and agreed it was manipulative. I'm glad they're talking. It seems like they're really talking it out.
Hashtag free OP's cheeks, yo. We gotta keep OP's cheeks protected.
Yep. Save the sphincter.
Save the sphincter.
I think this relationship is solid.
It's definitely, I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning I was like, this is bad. This is really bad. But it seems like we're coming to a much better
place.
Consensus.
A safer place.
Yeah.
OP continues. One commenter suggested a yes, no, maybe list. This advice has made a world of difference. We found some examples that helped us create our own. We agreed to be honest, no judgment, and not to pressure the other person on anything they put no or maybe on. We agreed that the list was just for discussion, it didn't imply consent, we would discuss everything, and we are free to change our minds at any time. If you were wondering, I marked pegging as no for me, and she checked yes.
Free the cheeks.
She will not bring it up again unless I change my response, but I'm glad she was honest. There is still some awkwardness surrounding enjoying it, exploring it, and even talking about it. We're giving each other grace and allowing for mistakes and misunderstandings. There are plenty of things we're both willing to do right now, not to mention just regular weekdays is pretty great. The rest of the update is about our future, not really related to the original post. So let's pause here. Let's just take it in. It seems like they're doing great.
I'm proud of them.
I'm proud of them.
This is a pretty big...
Especially coming from like an evangelical church religious background and being like, okay, we don't know a lot about consent and boundaries. Let's learn about it and then have a discussion. Seems like that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Vibes. Well, there's more. When we were having our discussions about communication, we also started talking about our relationship with each other, Jesus, and church. Oh, that was right.
Whoa. Here we go.
Yeah. Exactly
unexpected turn
here. We realized we missed belonging to a church community, but wanted to find one that fits our values, not our parents. We found a nice church. My family would call it Church Light. We just started going and they were very welcoming and the people are very nice and accepting. One of the reasons we joined was we wanted to be married in a church. That's right, we're engaged. Yay.
What?
We were already thinking of marriage, but these last few months, we've really solidified our commitment to each other and our future together.
Aww.
That's so sweet. She told her parents and they didn't give us their blessing.
Uh-oh.
That's awkward.
That's not nice. We were expecting that. Her parents are very traditional. They won't visit us because we live together and made it clear the last time we visited them that they don't approve of us and our views. My fiance, girlfriend at the time, told her sister she was on birth control and also said that they should get the HPV vaccine. They are adults and can make their own choices, but her parents don't see it that way. That caused a poop storm. We weren't invited to Christmas.
Whoa.
This just got
Are you kidding
crazy.
me?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Crazy. Not invited to Christmas? Wow, okay.
That's so, yeah.
All right. All right, Sam. Red flag, green flag. They call women females.
It's only a green flag if it's a scientist that is curing cancer in the female population. Otherwise, maybe red flag. We know what's never a red flag. Going to okopshow.show/shop and supporting our drop.
That's right. Get one of the 50 hats, hoodies, or overalls that we got as a part of this drop.
And we'll pick one person who supported the drop to be featured on the show.
So support the show. Grab an item at okop.show/shop before February 9th.
Get it now.
My parents weren't happy. They aren't as strict about things, although I can't deny the fact that I'm their son, not daughter, plays a part in it. My mom just wants us to have kids so she can be a grandmother. I know my fiance wanted her mom to be involved in the wedding planning, dress shopping, and all that, and for her dad to give her away. She's really disappointed and we're hoping they change their minds, but we're not expecting them to. We aren't going to have a big wedding since we're paying for it all, but it will be what we want, and it's for us, not anyone else.
So the parents are basically not going to be at or involved in the wedding at all, it seems like, right?
Yeah. Or on her side.
Dang.
On her side, sorry.
Wow. That's really sad. It was just such a happy story.
It just like over something like living together and telling like honestly at that point I'm like, I'm sorry, but do you actually love your kid?
Like,
I'm
no.
so sorry.
I just can't, like there's like so many situations where like parents like abandon their children over like, you know, like over them, like their child living with another person or being queer. And it's like, you just don't love your kids. You're just not a good parent.
It just drives me insane that they pick these like I get growing up and having a certain thing in years and that being hard to break through. I honestly totally recognize and understand that that's like can be a long journey sometimes, but if like my child, I could never imagine.
I could not imagine.
My child?
Yeah.
I could never.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, that's bonkers.
Anyways,
you know what else is bonkers?
What?
This next story that you're going to read us.
Let's get married to it. My wife left me so I couldn't leave her first.
What?
Now she wants to get back together. Should I? This is OKOP, where we read the craziest true stories on earth. I am John and Sophia. Should OP get back together with his wife?
Whoa. That seems like they're trying to one up each other in the weirdest way possible. Yeah. I don't know if that's a healthy relationship.
Leave me so what if you want to hashtag stay toxic?
Yeah. And this is like when someone when your boss fires you and you're like, no, you can't fire me because I quit.
Ooh.
That's what I'm picturing.
Yeah. I'll leave you so you can't leave me.
You can't leave me. I'm leaving you.
What about our life together? Nah.
No.
Stay toxic.
Yorks.
Well, let's read this story from Throwaway 8424209. They say, I met my wife, let's call her Anna, during our first year of university. We dated through university and got married right after her graduation.
Whoa.
Things were happy for a while until Anna discovered a lump on her right breast. Oh my gosh. I encouraged her to have it checked out, and she was reluctant to do so, but ultimately did because breast cancer runs in her family. And sure enough, that is what she had. Now, the good news, if it could be considered good news, was that the breast cancer she had was extremely treatable with chemo and radiation. Based on her family's history, her doctor also recommended to get a double mastectomy for her. This put Anna in a really dark place, understandably.
Yeah, I had a couple family members who had to do that for breast cancer. And
wow.
It's like it really messes with your psyche.
I am sure. I suggested that she go to therapy, but she outright refused and said that she never wanted to hear me suggest that again.
Wow.
So I did my best to be encouraging and supportive to her. I took time off work to be at every appointment with her. I took on 100% of the household chores, both inside and out, did all the shopping, drove Anna to where she needed and wanted to go, planned out special dates, and I gave her an hour-long foot massage every night. Literally did whatever I could.
Wow. OB, pretty good.
Pretty good. About 6 weeks into her treatment, Anna brought up the idea of going to stay with her sister Sarah for a week. This honestly relieved me as I was burning the candle at both ends trying to accomplish everything, and I thought some time apart would help us both. 2 nights into her stay with Sarah, Anna called me and said that she wanted a divorce.
What?
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's tough.
I did not see that.
I think that when it makes a lot more sense now that we have the context of going through that.
Yeah.
It doesn't, I don't think it's anything that OP did.
I hope not.
It doesn't seem like it's anything that OP did. It seems like when you're in that dark of a place, it's kind of hard. I can't say that I really blame OP's wife because that's a really hard thing to go through.
Well, some context from OP's wife.
Yes.
She said that she had read about a lot of men who abandon their wives when their wives get sick, and that she was determined to leave me before I could leave her.
She listened to the pod.
Yikes.
She listened.
I think that I understand you're going through a hard time, but you need to talk. You can't just leave your partner.
Yeah, I think it's because on the flip side, we've also read plenty of stories where men will get in these Andrew Tate rabbit holes of women who lie about the father of the child.
Yeah.
So with no proof, they go on this crazy frenzy and they're like, I need a paternity test. And there's literally the guy acknowledges there's 0 signs, but are I need this paternity test anyways. And then the woman is like, what the hell? You're accusing me of this heinous thing that I did not do to you.
Yeah. Don't make accusations that you don't have any proof of.
I can't put words into how much this crushed me.
Yeah.
I loved my wife. She was my everything. I begged her to reconsider, and I told her that I never thought of leaving her, not even once. I asked her again to go to therapy. She refused again. I asked her to go to couples therapy with me, and she wouldn't. I asked her what I could do to convince her that I wanted to stay. She said there was nothing. I am a man, and therefore I was going to leave. End of story.
Oh, this is so sad.
It took about a year because of where we live, thanks COVID, but eventually everything was finalized. I ended up selling the house and splitting the proceeds between me and my now ex-wife.
Wow.
I didn't want to stay in that town anymore, so I put in a transfer request at my job and ended up moving to a town about 2 hours away. For For the past couple of years, I've been focusing on myself more. I got a dog, I've been on a few dates, but nothing serious, and I picked up hiking as a hobby and started gardening.
Okay, I'm glad.
OP just sounds like such a
sounds
sweetheart.
Like a really nice guy.
Just like he just wants to garden and pet his dog.
Yeah.
Out of the blue, Anna called me 3 weeks ago. She said that she'd been in town on a trip with friends and saw me, and all of her old feelings started rushing back. She said she was sick and out of her mind at the time, and that I couldn't hold her words or actions against her. She said she still loved me, that she always had, and that she regretted leaving me. She begged me to give her another chance. We got to take
a break,
a quick pause here and break down what is going on.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone watching, Sophia, what do we think?
One, I don't think that OP is obligated to do anything. I think that OP is probably very hurt. I mean, it seems like they're very hurt by this.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're obligated to get back with this person.
Yeah.
However, on the other hand, which is not saying this, like what I'm about to say, I don't think it justifies it. But I think, again, when you go through something like that, I understand like having all of those dark feelings and stuff and then coming out on the other side and being like, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
You know, when you're just, cause like, a lot of cancers can alter your mind.
And I don't know how like the chemo and everything else, that was one thing
they can really affect.
Wasn't thinking about the beginning. I was like, oh, maybe that like plays a role in it.
Yeah. Which again, it doesn't mean that OP has to get back together with him, but it does kind of color how.
I think the unfortunate bottom line is that like OP so badly wanted to stay, and then she was like, nah.
Yeah.
And OP's had for the past year to try to rebuild his life.
Yeah.
And this like chain pulling back is like, hey, I've been for a year, you know,
working on myself,
trying to get back. And now there's this whole yanking thing. I mean, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy whiplash. And at a point where he was helping and stuff too.
No, it's really rough.
The whole like rabbit hole of whatever, like men leaving over this, or like men thinking their wives are lying about their kid because they listen to some podcast. It's just, don't go down the rabbit holes.
Don't go down the rabbit holes.
Please.
Talk to your partner.
Talk.
Please.
But let's get back to the story. I am so confused.
Yeah.
Fair. If I'm being honest, I still love Anna, but I'm no longer in love with her. She broke my heart. I was devastated when she ended things. It took me a long time to get my head right, but I also know she was in a bad place because of the cancer. Do I owe it to her and what we had to hear her out? I'm scared that if we reconnect, I'll always feel like she'll have one foot out the door.
I don't think you owe it to anyone.
Yeah.
But if you, because it also doesn't seem like you're in love with her. Like if you were still in love, like you still had feelings, then maybe you could see how it goes. You could be like, hey, you know, maybe I'll consider this if you go to therapy.
Yeah.
And maybe we could work this out. But like, it doesn't seem like you're still in love with her. So don't push yourself.
That's a great point.
Yeah. To try and be something that you're not.
The point of therapy too is like, hey, look, that was something that we like really could have used. And like, if you want to get back together to me, like you can't just shut this down and be like, absolutely don't. She said, don't even mention it ever again.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be like, don't shut me out if we're going to even consider this.
Exactly. 100%.
Yeah. But no, you don't owe it to them.
Nope. I agree. Opie says, but maybe that's unfair. I don't know what I should do. Should I give her another chance like she wants? And then this one comment sums it up. I've never recognized couple getting back together unless the issues that drove them apart are quote unquote fixed. Cancer was not the problem. Lack of communication, trust, and a willingness to compromise was on her end. She made unilateral decisions without caring about how it affected you. She refused therapy. The way you're writing this, it's all about what she wants. What sounds like the dynamic that destroyed your marriage. So what changed? I wouldn't do it. But if you want to open the door, you need to start with brutally honest couples therapy and her active and honest participation in a non-negotiable and deal breaker otherwise. Have the therapy to hash out and bury the past and see if dating is an eventual possibility. You guys need to start from scratch. And it's okay if you try it and you can't, quote unquote move on like she expects you to. She hurts you regardless of her motivations. There are sometimes things you can't undo.
They really summed that up well.
Yeah.
That was a great comment.
Yeah. I think
perfect advice.
Yeah. And especially now at this point, having like the outside, just like having the unbiased and professional input of a therapist who doesn't have a stake in this and can kind of help see OP that it's like, hey, you don't have to do this, but explore this if this is something you want. For the wife, it's like, hey, understand you in a dark place, but here's the unfortunate reality of the consequences of the choice that was made.
Yeah.
But we do have an update.
Ooh.
Oh, I hope it's better.
Let's see what happens.
They get back together.
Is that your conspiracy theory or you're just spoiling?
Riley's just playing mind games with us at this point. First, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who left comments on the original post. I know what people mean when they say RIP my inbox. I posted that and went to bed never expecting it would blow up so much. By the time I woke up, the post was locked, not sure why, so I couldn't respond to any comments, but I read as many as I could and tried to take everything into consideration. Many of you suggested that I reach out to my ex-wife Anna for an in-person conversation. The overwhelming consensus was that meeting her in person would tell me all I needed to know. And you were right. That seemed reasonable to me, so I texted her and she jumped at the chance to meet, and we did so yesterday after I was done with work. I chose to ask her to meet at a local coffee shop. Maybe it sounds bad, but I didn't want to meet her at my house or anywhere private just in case. Anyways, Anna was there already when I got there. She got up and hugged me. I let her, but didn't hug back. That's
rough.
That hurts. Then we sat down and I asked her to remain quiet while I talked, and I told her everything. I'm going to sum it up here because I honestly don't remember everything I said. I just talked for a while, like 10 minutes solid, while she sat there and teared up. But I told her things like how much she had devastated me. I told her that I would have stuck with her through thick and thin, no matter what. I told her that I loved her and that hadn't changed after her diagnosis or her treatment plan. I told her that I was broken after she initiated the divorce, and I told her how hard it was for me to pull myself back together. A lot of you pointed out that if Anna and I got back together, I should be worried about what she would do next time she got sick or if I got sick. And you were right. So I told her that too. And she got mad and interrupted me at that point. She said I was being unfair, that I wasn't taking into consideration her mental health at the time. She said she wasn't thinking straight, but that now she was. I took the chance to ask her if she had been to therapy. She told me that she hadn't and that she had no plans to and that she didn't need it. I have to admit that crushed me a little. I asked her why, just why, all caps. It's the one question I've really wrestled with over the months. And she said that she'd gone looking for support groups and found a lot of women who had stories about their partners leaving. She even mentioned Reddit, funnily enough.
Reddit.
Wormholes.
Oh.
She said that she had talked through it with her sister, Sarah. Anna said that Sarah, to her credit, had tried to dissuade her from divorcing me, but that between social media and some of Anna's friends, Anna felt like she had to go through with it to be seen as a strong woman.
No.
Don't.
Who are you listening to, Anna?
Oh,
no.
These friends are not good.
No, these are bad friends.
These friends are not good. Like, why would they want to see this for you?
No.
Of like, we only have to assume, I mean, maybe the narrative OP painted was, or OP's wife painted was different.
Yeah.
But like, we have to assume they see something of the husband's character, of what he had been doing during this time.
Of like taking care of her every day.
Something. I'm lost. This is word for word what she said to me. I don't remember anything else exactly, but I will never forget that. She broke my heart and threw away our relationship because somehow in her mind, that translated to being strong.
Wow.
Ouch. She then started trying to tell me that we could get back together again, but at that point, I just told her flat out that was not happening. What it comes down to for me is that I just can't trust her. I would always be worrying about the same thing happening again.
Yeah.
She cried a lot and tried to convince me for a little while, When I got up to leave, she threw her iced coffee in my face and stormed out.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, wow. It does not seem like she's in a stable place right now.
Not the move.
And she's not going to therapy.
Yeah, like that one comment that summed things up, it's like not much has really changed.
Not
like
much has
she's
changed.
still, yeah.
Yeah, like you can't just have that happen and then be like, okay, we can just go back to how it was before. Like you have to make some changes and like work on yourself because that is a hard thing to mentally go through and you need to get help.
Yeah, and like,
but it seems like she's got this whole thing. She's like, I need to be a strong woman. I can't, like, it's very like kind of on the, you know, like how certain men think like you can't go to therapy because you have to be strong. It seems like she has some of that mentality.
Yeah, I think that is an astute observation, Sophia.
Thank you.
So yeah, we are definitely not getting back together. I have the closure I always wanted. I wish it felt better. I've been dwelling on it for the past day and a half. I kept wondering if there's something I could have done better, some way I could have saved our relationship, but I know there is not. I've blocked her number. I kind of hope I never have to hear from her again. I mean, fair.
Yeah.
I'm curious in the comments if anyone, what you would have done, or if you or someone you know has been through a similar situation. Because that's kind of an impossible scenario to imagine. I mean, I could never imagine.
No, that's really tough.
Yeah. Wowzers. Riley.
I know she was in a bad headspace, but the red flag for me early on was not going to therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's good to have a third perspective.
And her attitude toward it.
Yeah. But just like that, I think what stands out to me is after the fact. When she claims that she's in her right mind now, but she's like, well, I don't need therapy. It's like, no, you do.
Yeah. I refuse therapy. I throw iced coffee in your face.
Yeah,
when
also, the one comment that bothered me a lot was like, you can't blame me for thinking that way. Like, if someone has emotions, like, you just got divorced, you should let them feel any way they need to be felt because, you know, they're going through a very traumatic experience. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't seem fair being like, you can't judge me for the way I was because I was in a bad headspace. You need to be like, respect how they felt about that.
Yeah, like it has to be like, I understand why you did it, but you need to understand how it made me feel.
Exactly. Like both sides need to be validated and understood that it's like, hey, there was terrible things happening to both of us.
Yeah.
You know, and just because something terrible was happening to you doesn't mean it was peaches, sunshine, and roses for me on the other side of the table.
Like I had a person who I knew, and I won't give any specific details, but who was going through a very hard time in their life. And I tried to help them, and then they like lashed out at me, said very nasty things. And I like stopped talking to them for like the rest of that year. And then at the end they did apologize. And I'm like, yeah, that's how you do it. Like you can't expect me to try and keep like helping you when you treat someone badly. Yeah. Regardless of, and after that I did forgive them. I was like, okay, you've come back and you've apologized. You've owned up to it. Yeah. But like, I don't have to be treated badly.
Yeah.
Even when you're going through something.
Or be obligated to
help
further.
you through that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't attack the people trying to help you.
Yeah.
Don't bite the hand that's
and if you do, apologize. Own up
Yes.
to your actions.
At least
own up to your actions because you're always like, there's always going to be people going through really hard stuff. And sometimes when you're going through that hard stuff, you're going to say things that you don't mean in the moment, but just own up to it.
Could not agree more.
My question is, do you think earlier in the marriage, do you think there was other red flags that could have led up to this reaction? Or since, Sophia, you've known someone that's been through something like this, does it just come out of nowhere?
I mean, the situation that like I experienced was much different because it wasn't like a terminal disease, or it was not terminal.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a disease.
Mm-hmm.
It was more like different mental health thing.
Yeah.
This might be a case where it truly did come out when
this traumatic life event happened.
Ex-wife got diagnosed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't think I could compare.
Yeah. And it's hard too, because it's like, I think a lot of people, I mean, we've read 2,800 stories on this show. And a lot of times what we see is like maybe there were red flags initially, but the rose tinted glasses just cancel them out. So it's highly possible that, like, for instance, the therapy, like even in just casual conversations of, I don't know, mental health or something, like it can encroach. Maybe there was the red flags of OP's wife being like, oh yeah, no, that's stupid or whatever. But OP couldn't like fully like sink his teeth into or understand what she was saying in the moment. I mean, we've read hundreds of stories probably where that was the case and they just like couldn't see the red flags.
I was just curious if the cancer and the mindset just completely altered her mindset, or if there were like
red flags
earlier
I think it
in the
depends
relationship.
on the person.
Yeah, like I don't really know that we had any.
Yeah, we didn't. We don't know.
Man, I want more context.
Always more context is needed. But you know what we also always need more of? A final story to read for this episode. Woo! I'm breaking up with my boyfriend, but I can't find the time to do it. How can I do this? And this story is a special one because it comes from r/okopshow.
I love it when we get these.
For real?
For real, dude.
I love those guys.
Those guys are pretty cool.
They're kind of the best. And if you, OK fam, want us to read your story, go to r/okopshow and send in your story.
Or you can call
440-508-6567.
Woo! Call that and send it in.
Yeah.
And we'll also read it on the show.
This is going to be like only 3 numbers in my life that I know. And it's going to be my parents and this.
And OKOP. Yeah.
I'm going to put you guys down as my emergency contact.
There we go. If you have an emergency, do not call OKOP. Call your local authorities.
We will not pick up. You will go to voicemail.
We are not professionals,
No.
and we will also not pick up.
But after your emergency, call us and tell us about
tell
it.
us what happened.
Then let us know, and we'll help you out.
We basically said the same thing.
Sophia, how can Obi do this?
I think you need to make some time. I think that's the thing you got to make time for.
You wait until
I think
your
you send a Google Meet.
Google Meet.
Yeah, you send a
Get on
Google
the
calendar invite.
Yeah.
You say, hey, it's titled Breakup with Boyfriend. And he goes, hey, I just saw a Google Calendar invite. What's this about? And you're like, oh, don't worry about it. Just show up.
I mean, can we be honest? That's how Sam would do it.
Sam would do it. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Sophia had a great poem at Sam's birthday last year, the year before.
Oh my God.
That had a
you
bar.
remember that?
Are you kidding me? I was wowed. I was like, Sophia's poetry. This is me. Snapping.
Wow, guys. I did write a poem for Sam's birthday because it was
Absolutely
poetry
incredible.
night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. And the Google Calendar, when I say killed, big laughs.
Big laughs.
Big laughs. Okay, anyways, we got a story from Just Another White Girl, 96.
Sorry, I do have an okay story time about someone that did plan to break up with me one time. So
Ooh, Riley, okay story
Whoa.
time at the end. All right. Please be nice. I only made this account to get others' opinions. Riley, be nice.
Riley, be nice.
Be a good boy.
that's all I am.
That's true. You're a sweetheart. And to hopefully give me some perspective of what to do. In my last post, I asked, would I be the a-hole if I left my fiance while he was out of town?
Oh,
Doesn't sound great.
doesn't sound great.
We've been together for 1.5 years and engaged for 6 months of that time. When we met, I had just had a series of bad breakups where I was told that I don't love the person enough. In our relationship, my fiance has told me that it's not fair that we love differently. His love language is words of affirmation. He needs to be told that I love him at least 12 times a day.
It's a lot of times a day.
A lot of times a day.
Calculate that. Sorry. Let's get a calculator.
There we go.
The child.
Riley.
12 times
365.
4,380 times a year.
4,400 times.
And we have to have our counter because if we don't hit our 12-a-day quota, then we are below quota. How do we know when we're behind quota? We have to track.
You know, you're supposed to get like 8 to 10 hugs a day.
I get 2.
Science is right on that
Sometimes
one.
3. Sophia gives me 1 sometimes.
Yeah, I'll give you a hug.
I give you a hug today.
Yeah,
I'll give you
I
one
got
today.
one from you and Sam. Sometimes I can squeeze in one from Christian, but that one I got to
Oh,
work
that's
for.
a Christian hug? That's like a Pokemon.
Once Naima gets back, I'll have 5.
There we go.
And then whenever guests come,
He is solid. Yeah.
I get there. I'll work.
We're building Riley up to 8 hugs a day.
Yeah.
If you would like to hug Riley, call 440-508-6567 and tell us about it.
Yeah.
My love language is acts of service and quality time. I've asked him and made it clear to him from the beginning that I want to be with someone that loves food and cooking as much as I do. In the beginning, he said he'd love to learn how to cook or that he would wash the dishes while I cook so we could spend time together.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Valid.
I like that.
I like that deal.
That worked for maybe the first half of relationship before he stopped doing those things.
Bad red flag. Red flag.
Oh, ba-ba-da-bum. Then he was upset that I never did the things he liked to do, which was understandable, so we made an agreement.
Mm-hmm.
He would cook with me if I played video games with
It's
him.
always about the video games.
Oh, I'm not in the video games.
Video games stay ruining these relationships out here, and with other people. I think that is that's a big, because if you're spent doing it with other people, then it's like
Quality
community time.
It's quality time.
It's friend time.
But also that's like an insane kind of thing to ultimatum to set.
Right?
It's like, fine, I'll cook the food that you're making for both of us if we both do this fun thing that doesn't
benefit us.
It doesn't benefit us.
Yeah.
Or daily necessity.
Yeah, not a daily necessity.
Daily necessity. What about these points?
What about these points that I'm
What
trying to
about
rack
my
up?
level ranking?
Come on. Yeah.
Bruh.
I understand being like, oh, let's have quality time. Let's play video games together. That's totally fine. But being like, I will not cook with you unless you do this.
And that's why I've never ever cooked with Sophia before. We didn't play Mario Party together. So I guess I owe it.
Yeah,
That is
you
true.
do owe me.
Yeah, there we go.
Man.
Every time you play Mario Kart, you owe her a meal.
Yeah.
You got to cook it.
Gotta cook.
And you are subjected to the scrutiny of her excellent cooking skills.
I don't have excellent.
You do have excellent cooking skills.
Thank you.
Riley, are you ready? Riley made me a great burrito the other day.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Actually,
That's
you know
okay
what's
story
so
time.
sick and twisted? It's an okay story time, and we'll tell you later.
You'll find out later.
But back to OP and the games they are playing, pun intended. Weeks went by, and I played video games with him, and he never stepped foot in the kitchen.
Yikes.
He would make excuses to get out of it or blame me for making too many dishes.
What the frick?
Stop making me so much food.
My God. What?
Come on, bro.
What?
How dare you? How
Oh my
dare
God.
you? As this has gone on, I can feel myself finding less happiness in our relationship, and I'm just overall tired emotionally most of the time that we're together.
Yeah.
I have been on the fence about trying to continue this and hope it gets better, or if I should end it.
Yeah. End it.
Reddit, I need advice. I haven't broken up with someone in over 10 years. Fiance has anger issues, and I'm worried he's going to be mean and hurtful. That is a hugely important, majorly important factor.
That changes a lot.
That changes a lot. What should I do? If you want more details, my previous post goes into a lot more details on our situation.
I think, one, absolutely leave this person.
Yep.
Two, I think depending on how, what the level of anger is.
Yes.
I think you should tell him in person, but you should have someone else there.
Yeah.
For safety.
Ultimately, your safety.
Yes. Utmost
paramount.
importance. Yes.
And if you're
worried at all of your safety, then do not just
don't do
go.
that.
Just go.
Yeah.
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 If you think that anything's going to happen to you, do not be there when you tell them.
1 trillion percent. Yeah, it seems to me like and also, I mean, I guess it was not super, I guess they came to that agreement together, but I agree with you where it's like, are we really doing this thing where it's like, if I play video games with you, then you'll cook?
Yeah, then you'll do
dinner
the thing that
for me.
Yeah.
And also she kept up her end of the bargain.
Yeah. And he didn't.
And he didn't do anything.
And also seems like he's not even washing dishes.
But Sophia, she's making too many dishes.
She's making too many dishes. There's too many dishes to wash.
How dare you cook so much good food for me?
He's sobbing.
I'm so abused by your good cooking.
You can be on Warhammer.
No.
He's playing 40K on their wedding night.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Divorce.
Divorce.
Yeah. I mean, divorce chant all the way.
And this is an OKOP submitted?
Yeah.
This is okay, fam.
This is okay, fam.
You
Those are
deserve
better.
this.
I'll go to bat for you. I'll call up your husband. We established this husband.
Whatever
Fiance.
this guy is.
Fiance. I will
Fiance.
call up your fiance and tell them that you're breaking up with him.
Yeah. Done.
Yeah.
Over.
Yeah.
Finito.
Out of there.
But you know what's not finito is these 2 okay story times we got.
Ooh,
What are we starting with?
I don't remember what.
Breakup and supper?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Riley's story.
See if we still have it.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God. Riley has receipts.
Riley has receipts today, ladies and gentlemen.
I
I
love
think I
that
deleted
all of
it,
them
actually.
are from John. How many times are you saying we need to talk?
Gosh. Oh, golly.
I'm looking up. So currently, listeners, I'm looking up the text message that was sent to me scheduled. We're getting a live reaction here.
Oh, man.
Live.
Oh, man.
Anyways, she said, we need to talk. And I was like, oh my gosh, every time you say we need to talk, I get nervous like it's something bad. And then she broke up with me.
Oh,
My heart breaks for my boy, who I love so much.
No, it was good. It was good. We needed to. But it was funny because I called it out before it happened.
what's the other one?
Yeah. Wait, is that the okay story time?
All right, that was bad.
It's okay. It's okay. Oh, what else we got?
John invited me to his house. Wait, you tell it. I want to see your point of view of this.
Okay, so I hit up Riley and I was like, "Hey, let's have a little date, and we can meal prep together, so we can prep for the week. It'll help us out, and I'm gonna make you dinner, yakamain, which is a New Orleans dish involving like a beef stew.
Mm-hmm.
Now I promised him dinner,
It did.
that I would make dinner for him. Oh, and then we would work on your new show.
Yep.
Yes. So
We did one of those things.
a few things happened. We did go to get groceries. Riley did meal prep for his week. We did look at his new show. I made Riley absolutely nothing. Not only did I make Riley absolutely nothing, I had the audacity to have him make me a meal.
This
Okay.
is horrendous.
Okay, this is really what happened though. The meal prep, I took over his kitchen. His kitchen is a pivot kitchen. So like you can have one foot down and like go anywhere you need the kitchen. It's pretty nice. I love our big kitchen, but sometimes a pivot kitchen is nice. So like he could have cooked during that time and it took me a minute. And I made way too much. So I was like, dude, here you go. I wasn't about to let him starve and watch me cook in his own kitchen and not feed him. Come on. I'm not a monster.
You know what I realized though?
What's that?
All I needed to do, it's like really simple. You basically like take the beef, you put it in the pot, and then you just pour. It's kind of like a crock pot long stew. Like you just
it doesn't even take that much.
you just throw it all in, and then you just turn it
Wow.
on.
Yeah, that's pretty easy peasy.
It's okay. It's fine. I'm not too hurt about it. Did you make it and
I did make.
you didn't give me any?
I didn't give you any because I low-key kept it at my house.
Okay, is John the a-hole then?
Wow.
I don't think he is, but you let us
Wow.
know if he is the
I
a-hole.
want to see. I should have at least given him
Yeah.
brought some here, given that I had promised him a dish of it.
This is
Yeah.
hot news.
You know, I promised to make you a dish of it and bring it so you can try it out
You
for
can
yourself.
pick another dish if you need to. He didn't make me tacos though. He didn't make me tacos.
Did I?
Yeah,
When was that?
the turkey tacos. Ground
When,
turkey.
though?
It was
All right.
5 days before the burrito.
Sophia's like
Let's wrap this up.
producing this conversation. Well, if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And
And
see you tomorrow.